1,700 professors in Poland are defending St. John Paul II in the wake of the Vatican's report on former U.S. Cardinal Theodore McCarrick. According to critics, the Polish Pope turned a blind eye to McCarrick's abuse accusations over a 27-year period. Joining us now with more on the story is EWTN Newsroom correspondent Colm Flynn. Colm, good to see you. So tell us, how did this appeal come about?
Good evening, Tracy. Well, this appeal has been signed by 17,000 people, many of them prominent professors and academics, defending St. John Paul II in the wake of the McCarrick report. Now, the professors who signed this appeal are from Polish universities and research institutions. And some of the signatures include people like Hanna Suchocka, Poland's first female prime minister, former foreign minister Adam Daniel Rotfeld, and physicists, a film director, and other well-known Polish people. Those behind the appeal said it was launched because, and I quote, "An impressive long list of John Paul II's merits and accomplishments are being challenged and erased." And for young people who were born after his death, the deformed, false and belittled image of the Pope could become the only one they will know of him. We appeal to all people of goodwill to come to their senses. Now, Tracy, the professors from these Polish universities went on to say there is a huge gap between promoting one of the most serious offences and making wrong staffing decisions due to inadequate knowledge or outright false information.
Colm, I know that some groups in Poland are calling for the removal of St. John Paul II statues. What more can you tell us about that?
That's right, Tracy. Some are calling for the removal of public memorials to the late Pope, and this, it seems, is what is driving these professors and academics to take this stand in defence of the Polish Pope. The argument really boils down to, why did Pope John Paul II promote McCarrick despite rumours about him? Now, the McCarrick report was released 2 months ago, which said that Pope John Paul II, he had been warned of McCarrick's behaviour and indeed had even received a letter outlining concerns from Cardinal John O'Connor, who was then Archbishop of New York. But despite this, Pope John Paul II appointed McCarrick as Archbishop of Washington in 2000 and then made him a cardinal a year later. Now, the report also details that McCarrick wrote to the Holy See personally, claiming his innocence. The Vatican report did not point the blame at Pope John Paul II, and it said that McCarrick's denial was believable, and this led the Pope's decision to name McCarrick to DC.
Colm, how are church officials in Poland and the Vatican responding?
Well, the Vatican never came out with a statement, but left it to church leaders in Poland to respond to the criticism directly. Now, the president of the Polish Bishops' Conference said that anyone who has thoroughly researched Pope John Paul II's pontificate knows very well his priorities to protect children and the youth. He goes on to say, it was he who saw the future of the church in the young, and therefore he was the first to introduce the church's legal regulations to protect the weakest, and thus initiated the process of detecting sexual crimes and punishing clergymen who perpetrated them.
Well, Colm Flynn, EWTN Newsroom correspondent, thank you so much for that report, Colm.
Thank you, Tracy.